I wasn't even going to make a video today. I've been out riding, you know, just clearing my head and relaxing, trying to de-stress after a long day of raising chickens and whatnot, croutons and that. But you know what? I'll tell you something. Something's really starting to really bother me. I just can't not say anything anymore. I've had just about enough. NavyThomas8, you son of a... I tell you what, I can't take another minute of it. I can't take 2 more seconds. I don't know who saw his last video about Virginia. Navy, why do you hate America? I can't take it. I can't take it. Bad mouthing my friends, bad mouthing this country, and people who are just trying to do good. You know, it's all. I cried. I cried last night. I did. Not because I was sad, because I was so happy. I was so happy about things that Rick and Skip are doing. Navy, you don't understand. That's the problem. You're over there eating cornbread, and corn muffins, and corn syrup, you know, your mashed corn and whatnot. I don't know what all you freaks eat over there in Iowa, but that's not how the rest of the world lives, you see. That's the problem. You don't understand. You don't know what you're talking about, Navy. So just shut the friggin' up, because I have had enough of it. Totally. Oh, if you were standing right here in front of me, I'd kick you right in the teeth. That's what I'd do. You wouldn't be able to spread your conservative agenda, third world lies all over like you do. Trying to scare people into being conservative morons, you know. We need more liberals like Skip. That's what we need. That's what this world needs. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to give you a history lesson in T8, because you apparently was the same in school as you are out of school. You had your mouth running so big it covered your ears up. You didn't hear what the frickin' teacher was trying to tell you, did you? And that's one of the reasons you don't understand this country and how it works. You see? Now, here's the way it is. Before Virginia officially became a state, they had to come up with a name. They wanted to call it Virginia, because they thought, hey, you know, what better thing to call our place here than, you know, something lovely and beautiful that everybody loves, you know? But old George Washington, he said, no. Not only is that politically incorrect, he said, because, you know, George Washington was all about political correctness. He said, that's too pretty a name. That's too good a word to use for such a piece of crap state like that one you guys live in. And, well, they thought about it. It took them a couple of years. You know, because they didn't like to, they had a name before it was a state. It was a colony, and it was called the ass crack of the world. And they didn't like that. They didn't like being called people of the ass crack of the world. So they come up with another name. Took them a couple years. They're not very bright. They said, we're going to call this state Georgia, because we know a girl named Georgia got really nice vagina. Well, the other people, the other states said no, absolutely not. Georgia is actually a pretty name. We're surprised you guys came up with that. We're going to name some other state that, because that's, you know, someplace that's nice. And old Virginia, ass crack of the world, as they were known, they were pretty sad and frustrated. Took them 6 more years, and they seen that program, Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. and said, there it is, that's our name. We'll call ourselves Virginia. You know, and the state said, oh, well, that's okay, just as long as you don't call it West Virginia, because West Virginia sounds important. But just plain old Virginia just kind of sounds moronic. So go ahead and use that. So that's how they got their name. Now, I'm not just rambling on for the sake of rambling on. I'm telling you that this all ties together, Navy, you doofus. The goof. Now, the point to that story is to remind you that Virginia used to be called the ass crack of the world. Why did they call Virginia the ass crack of the world? Was it because the weather sucks? No. Was it because the people are morons? No, that's not the reason. No. Was it because the roads are nasty and disgusting and busted up all the time? No, that's not it either. You know, it was because the place smelled like an ass crack. That's why. It's the air in Virginia. The air in Virginia has always, from the very beginning, smelled like ass crack. So that's why people call it the ass crack of the world. People don't just make up names out of the blue. It always stems from something. And that's how, you know, Virginia was named before they named it Virginia. So, now, the next thing you might want to ask is why? Why did they call it that, the ass crack of the world? Besides the fact that, you know, it smells like ass crack in Virginia. Why does it smell like ass crack in Virginia, in other words? Well, because the people in Virginia make it smell like an ass crack. Well, you know, and it's not because, you know, just because they're people. I mean, not all people smell like ass crack. I mean, you know, NavyThomas8's people over there in Iowa, they smell like, sort of like stale corn mixed with ball sweat. You know, but, and, well, what it is, and that's what it is, they're not eating cornbread over there in Virginia. They're not eating corn syrup and corn sweetener and corn starch. No. They're eating pigs. They're eating pork. Over there in Virginia, they eat pork rind, pork belly, pork jaws. They eat bacon. Oh, they love bacon. You know, a Virginian will kill his mother for just a sliver of bacon. They're barbarians over there. Anyway, it's not just the bacon, because bacon's not, you know, itself isn't a bad thing. I mean, it's pretty odd eating pork jaws and pork bellies and pork brains and all that. It's odd, yeah, I'll give them that. Ugh. But it's not just the pork that makes Virginia smell like ass crack. It's the fact that they also eat fried okra. Now, they're not the only people in the world that eats fried okra. I know a guy, hell, right near Chicago there, that eats fried okra, but he's a moron. And nobody likes him anyway. But, you know, other people do. You know, I mean, the Virginians aren't very smart. They've never invented anything. I mean, they've never invented pork rinds. They didn't invent that. They didn't invent pork bellies. They sure didn't invent the pig and that. The only thing they did invent was by accident popcorn. And, well, that belongs over there in Iowa. They didn't even like it. Threw it out. They was trying to make a phonograph needle out of a piece of corn. Heard that somewhere before. Anyway, when you mix pork bellies with fried okra, what you get is gas. Gas coming out of your behind. And it's nasty. It's the worst smelling stuff. People don't try it. Because that is where this whole thing comes from. See, Carol Ricks and Skip over there, they care. They care about this country. They care about people in it. And that's why they're trying to petition this law, see? Because leading scientists right over there in Virginia, because they got scientists now. They imported them from somewhere else, but they're there now. So these leading scientists have found that there are numbers that are what they call safety zones or points of no returns, you know, all different things. I can't think of the one number, terminal, the terminal number, but there are classifications of safety that only apply to people in Virginia, and Tom, that's why you don't know about it. So shut up and listen. I'm tired of this. Okay? So they have found that, you know, if one Virginian is in a room and he farts after he's eaten pork rinds and pork bellies and pork whatever and fried okra, if he would happen to decide to light a cigarette or cigar or whatever after farting, there's about a 20% chance that he will blow himself up. He will blow himself to smithereens. Well, that's not really a problem because, I mean, after all, he is just a Virginian, so who cares, right? All right, so there's no law about that. But you see, the problem happens, starts compounding. Once you get 9 Virginians in the same room, somebody lights a cigarette, there's about a 33% chance that they will blow up, not only themselves, but everyone else in the room. Again, that's not a big deal. They're all probably Virginians. But then again, if 19 Virginians get in one room all at the same time, and someone decides to light their cigar, then that's enough to take out the whole house. Not just the room, the whole house, and everybody in it. And anybody out in the yard, too. Well, okay, no big deal. They're all Virginians, and who cares if you've seen Virginian homes, who cares if an old shanty goes, you know, belly up in a crater, you know. So, but the thing is, if 29 Virginians are in a room at the same time, and so much as the heater kicks on, that spark from the heater is enough that there is a 56% chance that it will blow up the whole block. The whole block. Providing they're in a town. If they're not, then the whole farm. You know. Okay, but the problem there starts when you have to realize that there could be actual life somewhere in that general vicinity, maybe passing through, or maybe visiting some poor relative that was stupid enough to frickin', you know, set up shop in Virginia. Who the hell knows why, but you know, and that comes back to the old debate of where does life begin. But the leading scientists have found where life begins. It's on the northern side of the Ohio border. That's where life is. Because those are people. And they're worth something. So anyway, where's it end? Where's life end? On the west side of the Ohio border. Anything west of Ohio, yeah, that's not human anymore. So anyway, let's make a long story short. You know, they found if 29 Virginians are in one room and the heater kicks on, or somebody tries to light their cigar, then the explosion that is 73% possible could be an explosion big enough to take out an entire town. Now there's you got problems, because there could be someone from Ohio passing through there on his way to Florida or something. We can't have that. We know. But you know what? KLR Rex and Skip, they don't want to be called, you know, commies, and they know the kind of shit that people like NT8 with his goddamn conservative agenda and whoremongering and scare tactics. They know that's what he's doing. So they said, okay, well, let's just go till we really let it go till the point that it becomes something that we absolutely have to do. So they went to the scientists, and the scientists said, yes, if over 49 Virginians were to be in one room at one time, there's a 100% chance that they've all been eating pork bellies and pork rinds and fried okra. And there is a 100% chance that there's a 100% chance that if someone does something as small as flip on the TV or flip on or off a light, that the minuscule, almost undetectable shock wave from that appliance coming on or off is enough to set off that thing and blow a hole in all of Virginia. Well, that's not the problem, because not only all of Virginia will go, it will blow a hole so big that it would take out all of Washington, D.C. as well. Now, see, there's the problem. That's what that's what Skip and Riggs, that's what they're trying to protect us all from. They love this country. They love this country, and they don't want to see it blown to bits. Now, okay, you'll say, well, that's not the whole country. That's just the little end over there. Hey, it's Washington, D.C. There's a good chance that our lovely, faithful, wonderful president is over there at that time. Because we don't know, he could be in the White House. He probably spends some time there, I'm sure. Right? Well, you know what, Navy? You wouldn't have a freaking country to live in if it weren't for President Obama. And Skip and Rex, they know that. Well, he protects us from all kinds of foreign enemies. He's protected us from the Iranians, the Iraqians. He's protected us from the Afghanis, Pakistanis. He's protected us from the Koreans. We all know they got the potential to march right across the big lake there, or jab us with their big long knives. They can do it. Well, protecting the Constitution, So, hey, think about Russia. Think about Russia just recently tried to make a beeline right to the United States to kill us all. They tried to drive a line right through the Ukraine, but you know what? Obama said, no, you are not. I'm going to nip this right in the bud. He sent 600 troops over there. Now, most people would say, what? What could 600 troops do? Well, Obama knew, because they was 600 American troops, and they could make miracles happen. They're going to stop them Soviets, those goddamn Soviets. They won't make it to America. No, they won't. Maybe why you hate America. What's wrong with you? Bad mouthing my friend. Bad mouthing my country. Them's Americans. Yeah. All they're trying to do is protect our freedom, our rights. Hey, you know, if you want to keep this country, the best way to keep this country is give up every right. That's the best way to do it. Give up every... You know, we're going to take away the Constitution one day. And that's one of the things that's loomed over this country for too long. It's tearing this country apart bit by bit. You know, we're going to tear it up. We're going to tear up that Constitution. We're going to tear up the Declaration of Independence. We're going to write a new paper. It's going to be called the Declaration of Complete and Total Dependence. And we're going to have China side. Because we're going to be totally dependent on China. That's the way to keep this country. Take all the rights away from us. Send all the factories and stuff to China. And we can't have nothing unless we get it from China. That's the way to do things, you see. I don't know what the hell is wrong with you people. I'm tired of being the only real American in this crowd. You know, me and K.R. Ricks and Skip. You know, it's sickening. It is just sickening. Navy, I just wish you would just shut up. You make me sick to my stomach. Conservatives, you're a thing of the past. You're dying out, and you're just flailing and flopping around. You don't understand nothing, and you're just speaking stuff, saying stuff that don't make no sense at all. You got to put this country in the hands of good, honest, crazy-ass liberals like Skip and Rex. Because they know. They know what's going on in Virginia. They know why Virginia stinks to high heaven. Yeah. They're trying to save the rest of us. And I want to say, Skip and Rex, I commend you. If there's anything I can do, sign petitions in Ohio to take rights away from the people in Virginia. Hey, I bet you there's a lot of people here to help you out. Yeah. That's all I want to say, and I'm sorry about ranting and raving. Oh, I'm just stark raving mad right now at NavyThomas. I break his nose just standing here, I'll tell you what. I'm sorry, I just can't get it off my mind. You know, how big an idiot he is. I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of my day. I just had to get that off my chest. I'm going to go home and, I don't know, watch the news or something. I'll see all you ignoramus, Murica hating redneck buck-tooth hillbillies around. You ain't gonna get my country. Murica.